You know, we scroll past an incredible amount of information online every single day. But have you ever stopped to really look at it? To think about the storytelling that's packed into something as simple as a web page? Well, today we're going to do just that. We're going to deconstruct a page we've all seen a million times and uncover the hidden genius behind its design. So let's pull back the curtain.
So when you first land on a page like this, it's kind of overwhelming, right? It's just a wall of text. You've got menus, you've got links, all of it fighting for your attention. But buried inside all this digital noise is actually a brilliant lesson in efficient storytelling.
And that brings us to the big question we're tackling here. How on earth does this page manage to summarize one of the most complex, epic fantasy stories ever told in a single, perfectly crafted sentence? Let's break it down.
Okay, so before we even get to the plot, the page gives us something I like to call the movie's digital passport. It's the set of essential, need-to-know data points that instantly tell us what we're looking at long before we read a single word of the summary.
Think of these 4 lines as a super fast orientation. You get the title and the year, bam, you're grounded in what and when. The PG-13 rating tells you who this is for. And then the genres, adventure, drama, fantasy, they completely prime your expectations for an epic journey. See, before you've even read the plot, your brain has already built a frame for the entire experience. That's the power of this digital passport. All right, now for the main event. Let's dig into the real heart of this page. This one. Brilliant sentence. This is where the magic really happens.
Here it is. Just listen to this. Gandalf and Aragorn lead the world of men against Sauron's army to draw his gaze from Frodo and Sam as they approach Mount Doom with the One Ring. I mean, come on. Think about how much work that sentence is doing. It's almost perfect. Now, let's pull it apart and see how it works.
So it kicks off with our heroes, Gandalf and Aragorn. But look at the scale here. They're leading the entire world of men. In just 7 words, we get it. The stakes are impossibly high. This isn't just a little skirmish. It's a war for survival. And the very next phrase gives us our villain and the conflict. Against Sauron's army. It's simple. It's direct. No confusion. We've got our good guys, and now we've got their enemy. The battle lines are drawn.
And right here, this is where the entire narrative pivots. That massive war we just heard about, turns out it's actually a diversion. The phrase, to draw his gaze, is so clever. It masterfully shifts our focus to 2 brand new characters, Frodo and Sam, and tells us, hey, these guys are the real key to the whole story. And this is the knockout punch. It reveals the story's true heart. While this giant war is raging, the real mission is this secret, desperate journey by 2 little hobbits to Mount Doom, carrying the fate of the world with them. Just brilliant. I mean, look at what this sentence is actually doing. It's running 2 whole plot lines at the same time, in parallel. On one side, you've got Aragorn's massive, epic mission, and on the other, you have Frodo's secret, high-stakes quest. It's an entire narrative architecture, all packed into a single line.
You want to know the most incredible part? It does all of that in just 25 words. 25! That's not just good writing. That is narrative efficiency at its absolute peak. Wow.
So that perfectly crafted sentence is amazing, but it doesn't exist in a vacuum, right? To really get its full power, we have to look at the container it sits in, all that other text we saw at the beginning.
All that noise is actually a pretty sophisticated support system. The navigation links, they give you places to go after you've gotten the main info. The user actions let you save the movie or sign in. This whole framework gives the site function and credibility without distracting from the main event. It's really just the stage that allows the star of the show, the story, to shine. So let's tie all of this together. Why does this design matter so much? Because it's a perfect example of the power of instant, layered communication. You land on the page, and you first identify the film with its passport data. Then you understand the entire story from one perfect sentence. And finally, you have the framework to navigate your next move. It's a journey that takes you, the user, from total chaos to perfect clarity in just a few seconds. That is what brilliant communication design is all about. So here's my challenge to you. The next time you're browsing a website, or even just reading a product label at the store, ask yourself, what complex story is this simple information trying to tell me? I promise you'll start finding little bits of narrative genius hiding in plain sight.